Of course, Jim, we have a big review. Money in the Bank.
So, and I'd be the last one to try to direct what you're doing.
Thank you. So we have this big review, Money in the Bank. Of course, this is a big event every year. Last year was a bit of a show. This year they have fans again. The crowds are hot. I'm assuming you did watch the entire event. Did you actually see the pre-show?
Well, let me tell you about this pre-show business. See, I, unlike most people, still got the regular television pay-per-view. That's why I, unlike most people, didn't have a bunch of headaches trying to watch this show from a technical standpoint, because at least that worked. I heard that there were other problems with the Peacock. The Peacock was broadcasting. That's NBC's pay service. The Peacock was broadcasting the thing sort of like Go Fight Live used to for the Ring of Honor internet pay-per-views back in 2012. And a lot of people were up in arms about the Peacock having shitty service. Was this what you're hearing too? About the Peacock?
I experienced it. I did not get to see the men's Money in the Bank match.
Well, damn it all to hell. Damn their eyes. Actually, they did you a favor then. So I understand there were, but no, as to your question about the pre-show issues or match, I ordered the pay-per-view and there's a countdown show. So I DVR'd the countdown show as well. And it was some guy in a suit standing there pitching to videos. They played 3 times every 10 minutes. Basically the what did they used to call it back in the old days when people actually watched that? The Barker show or the pregame thing, but they had no match on there. So I was not given the what was the pre-show match again? You mentioned it before and I forgot.
It was the Mysterios defending the tag titles against the Usos, and the Usos won the tag titles, and it was a really good match.
Well, you had mentioned on the phone when I spoke to you, make sure you watch the pre-show match because the people were actually dominant. They liked dominant. Of course, now this is, you got to remember these crowds now are like guys that have just gotten out of prison after 7 or 8 years. You could find a girl that doesn't have to be too attractive. She could be so ugly when she goes to the bank, they turn the cameras off and it would still be, yeah. But anyway, so the fans were ready to like things, but I didn't see the Mysterios match. I saw their cameo appearance on the actual show later on, though. They were there for a second.
And that relates to this, actually, now that I think of it. Their running in later on relates to the fact that they lost the tag titles here to the Usos.
Their running in later on relates to the fact that there's some lazy booking going on. But anyway, so I just had to, unfortunately, watch the pay-per-view with no technical difficulties from the Peacock, the way that it was broadcast on pay-per-view from Dickies Arena in Dallas. Dickies Arena. Where's Murdoch when you need him? It used to be, or not Dallas, but Fort Worth. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I used to live there. They kind of combined the two. But they used to have Reunion Arena, Texas Stadium. Now they've got Dickies Arena? Is this how far it's fallen?
Oh, it can fall.
It can fall even farther.
More, yeah.
I noticed a great crowd, obviously full house, jam-packed. I saw almost no masks whatsoever, and I'm seeing that Texas is around 40% vaccination rate, so you would have thought 6 out of 10 people you'd think would be wearing a mask, but maybe it's higher in the Metroplex, the vaccination rate, like 100%, because nobody was wearing a fucking mask. Anyway, here's what I did, Brian, to stay in a good mood about this thing, because I wanted to give this pay-per-view, fans are back, they're counting on this. I wanted to give it a fair shot. I wanted to like as much as I could possibly like. I wanted to be in as good and as calm and as fair a frame of mind as I possibly could. And the first match, I saw that it's a ladder match a Money in the Bank ladder match with 8 different girls. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Nikki A.s.h, Natalya, Tamina, Zelina, Wait a minute. We found the goddamn counter chant to Solo Comerato a Go-Go. It's Natalya, Tamina, Zelina, Naomi. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Nikki A.s.h, Natalya, Tamina, Zelina Vega, Naomi,
Asuka.
Well, it fits the chant better. Anyway, 8 girls, all with backstories that they showed during their entrances. It was 15 minutes into this show before the bell rang to start the match, and then they announced there'd be no submissions, no countouts, no disqualifications. I'm looking at multiple ladders, and Alexa Bliss is in this thing, and I say, you know what? No fucking way. So this is the one that I skipped in order to be able to watch the rest of the program. Did I miss anything?
This was the match that I kind of unleashed on my kids in the living room while I was making dinner.
You made your kids watch this?
Well, the girls like seeing the girls do funny things. They all thought it looked like it was a lot of fun, which is pretty telling. The only note, I guess, is that it was won by, I guess the way they said it on TV was almost superhero Nikki a.s.h.
Yes, almost superhero.
Yes.
Yeah.
No relation to Tim Ash.
No relation to Bill Ash.
Or Bill Ash.
But I actually think that Nikki is probably better suited for a career making boots than she is wrestling, so she should be related to Bill Ash in some kind of way. Anyway, moving on from that thing. The match, not the one poor girl. I'm not calling her a thing. I will say that she's so ugly, she went to a plastic surgeon and said, make me look like I did 30 years ago. He added a tail. But anyway, so the Usos were celebrating their tag win over the Mysterios in the back that we didn't get to see on the pay-per-view. Now, here's the thing. The people buying the pay-per-view pay more money than anybody else, and they don't get as much shit as they do on the other thing. So, on the Peacock, you know, the plumage of a peacock is just bright and colorful, right?
Keep doing it. I think you should keep doing it.
But their service is not bright nor colorful at the Peacock.
No, it's not. And you couldn't pause it. At least I couldn't this time. At WrestleMania, I think it was WrestleMania, or the previous pay-per-view, they all blend together at this point. Yes. You could pause it. I couldn't pause this one live.
Well, and also there's no on-screen fast forward, so you can't see when you're skipping what you want to skip when you get to something you might want to see. Anyway, which is a lot of about if you just fast forward through the entrances on a 3-hour WWE program, you cut the time in half. Have you ever figured that out?
Makes sense.
It just takes for I can even understand milking it now that the people are back, right, in the arena. But for the past fucking year and a half, they've been taking forever to get to the ring in an empty arena. I've seen people cross minefields in a quicker fashion, blindfolded.